Hello, it's Brian Shannon from AlphaTrends.net. I'm taking a look this morning at a stock called Lucas Energy. The oil has been real strong here, and Lucas, as you can see here, let me get that back up on the screen. And actually, I think it's time to buy the stock because it's getting back up through the volume-weighted average price. So let's grab that 1,000 shares at. Let's do this. Let's go in and grab another 3,000 shares at the market here. So now I've just purchased 4,000 shares at an average of $4.12 a share. Let me show you my reasoning for this. Oil's been strong, and oil is actually strengthening right now. If you take a look at a 1 minute chart, we back that up to a 10 minute chart here over the last few days, and you can see oil's in this uptrend, and the daily time frame obviously is as well. Some of the other small oil and gas plays have been strong, like DBLE. Really got going yesterday. ROYL. I'm in some of this one, but it's kind of a choppy stock. But Royal. So you can see these stocks, they get going real strong here when oil gets going. And LEI has had a couple of big runs this year so far. And now looking at that 10-minute time frame, you can see it gapped up this morning to this little area of resistance, and what was also daily R2 in this area. So you can see here there's R2. We pull back, and now on the 1 minute time frame, it's starting to get right back to and above maybe this volume weighted average price. So getting a little bit of volume here relatively, and it looks like the stock should be able to run. So I've just bought 4,000 shares. It's something I will probably add to here, but I just want a little bit of confirmation that the stock could make the bigger move. Worst case stop at this point will be the low of the day here at about $4.04. So it's not a lot of risk, I don't think, and potentially, you look at how this thing could run, or how it has run in the past, along with some of the strength from the other names in the group, that it could be a good one to have here. So I'll just put this on pause, and then we'll come back and take a further look as the trade continues to develop. Okay, we're getting some action here with some volume, so this is good to see. This is what we've been looking for. Just prior to this little pop here, we had seen Royal was getting going as well. So Royal continues to move higher, and as does LEI. So this is the type of action that we're looking for. There's another little one named well, it's not named RAME, but RAME that I've got my eye on. But for now, let's just stay looking at this LEI. It's fighting the resistance that it's seen over the last week and a half or so, and if it can continue to move higher, this could be a good one that could possibly get up towards 4.5, $4.60 or so. So I definitely don't want to let go of it. We take a look at the level two. Let's just buy another 3,000 shares here to see if we can get some more action there. So up to 7,000 shares now at an average cost of $4.13. I think my next move will be looking for it to possibly be getting out of some up near daily R2. That is just to scale out of a little bit. Okay, Royal, as you can see here on the chart, is getting some real energy to the upside, and that's going to be good for LEI. LEI is moving higher here. You can see that it's kind of a little bit slower here, but it seems like it should be able to get going higher. We've got size there at 420. By the way, these are real tick charts that I'm looking at in this level 2 screen here. What I'll do is just to show you one of my favorite orders. I've shown this before, but I like to use Archipelago to put it out above the market. So, for instance, if I wanted to sell some, let's say just ahead of daily R2 in these highs that we've seen today, I would show only 100 shares on Archipelago, and then I would go in with a discretionary order. So what I would do is I would show my price, or so I'd show 100 shares, but my real size would be, let's just say 2,000 shares. And then what I would do is I'd put my order out at $5 a share. Now I'm not expecting to get $5 a share, obviously, but instead I'm going to put a discretionary feature on this, meaning I'd be willing to take $4.25. So when I send that order out, And you can see they're working through some size there. So I want to sell some into strength. And what we can see here, we'll look at the 2-minute chart. Here's my average price right now. And why is that order not showing? It should be showing. The order is live, so I don't know why it's not showing. Let me just go in here and show orders. So again, I'm not sure exactly why that's not showing at this point, but I do have a live order right now to sell 2,000 shares at a price of $4.25. Nobody sees that order. It's basically invisible. You have to go all the way to $5 a share, and then you can see, I can see it. But again, nobody else sees that. So a lot of times you'll see size trading at a level and you don't see where the offers are. It's because of what I like to call a sneaky order here, like in this case with LEI. Okay, so let's take a look. We've got the stock trading at 425 a bit, and there's my, you can see that I have a live order here. We're just looking at my order book basically, and that was that last 3,000 shares I bought at $4.15 versus the full position. The average price is 13.4 cents. So it is a live order right now, and we've seen it, we've got a little bit of size up there. Let's see if this thing does get filled there, and then I will have 5,000 shares left, and would be looking to hold that for a bigger move. But I always like to take some of the position off into strength like we're seeing here. So hopefully we can get a little bit off, and then maybe it can turn into a bigger winner the way ROYL is. Oh, good, and it just got executed. So you can see that I did sell 2,000 shares at $4.25 into the offer, and actually I got a credit for that as well because I'm using Archipelago. I do get a credit when I offer stock out versus hitting a bid, and that's just a way you can make a little bit of extra money on some of your orders rather than paying to take the liquidity. So now we're down to 5,000 shares at a good average price. Of taking a profit of $231 and have $628 in open profits right now according to my P&L. And let's see if we can be a disciplined pig here and turn this into a bigger winner. Okay, you can see the stock is pulled back here, but on lighter volume. So we had a big volume move up towards that prior level of resistance this morning in daily R2. So this is why I always like to sell a little bit into strength and hold on to part of a position, because stocks don't go straight up. They experience a surge in volume as it moves higher, and then if it's going to behave properly, what we want to see is exactly what we're seeing here, and that is a low volume pullback relative to the volume that it was advancing on, and it is also holding above the daily volume weighted average price. So there's no reason to do anything here with this stock other than keep an eye on it, and I think if it gets back down to my cost, though, I would get out of the stock to ensure that I don't take a loss on the remaining 5,000 shares that I have left. Well, I'm growing less trusting of this price action here in LEI, and as you see, the average price that I own the remaining shares is 13 cents. It's right now 16 cents by 17 cents. What I'm going to do is I'm going to offer another 2,000 shares out. I'll offer it at $4.20, but my actual price, I'm going to put it with a discretionary order at 17 cents. So it's completely invisible, but the order is there right now. So no one sees that basically beside, or no one knows that it's there besides us. So it's an invisible order right now to anyone who's looking at the level two. It looks like $4.16 by $4.18, and although there's orders going off at $4.18 right now, I'm not getting liquidity because those orders aren't being filled on Archipelago. So that's one issue that you get when you put an order, limited to that exchange, for instance. But this is the price that I'm willing to take for 2,000 of those shares, just to lock in a little bit further gain. And I'm filled on 700 shares. You can see here that I'm long 4,300 shares. So somebody bought some stock right there at 17 cents from me, and Once this order's filled, I'll be down to 3,000 shares. I'll put my stop at break even, and then, anyways, I'm going to conclude this video. Again, the software that I'm using here for the analysis of the market and in the stock here is Realtek. This is also where I put all the orders in on, and anyways, thanks for taking the time to listen. Hope you learned something.